Good morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, daily morning reading, meditation, and prayer time. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is October 21st. Divine prosperity is working in all my affairs. And our reference quote this morning comes from the 36th chapter of Job, verse 11. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure. And so our reading begins. Prosperity is the result of a mental atmosphere of faith and order induced within us through right thinking. We should believe that the universe is planned for abundance, and that we, as a living part of the universal intelligence, have a share in the general riches. Lack of supply to meet our needs is an indication of lack of spiritual development. The more we understand ourselves as spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, the more the supply flows to us easily and naturally. The disciplined mind can demonstrate prosperity, for it has provided the orderly channels necessary for it. A disorderly mind usually has financial troubles as a result of its scattered thinking. We know that God's mind is we know that human's mind is God's mind in action. And we know that the divine mind is always orderly in its processes. Jesus stated that as, quote, first the blade and then the ear, then the full corn on the ear, end quote. He knew that we have to provide a mental atmosphere of order and harmony in which the living ideas can grow. I live in a world that is filled with God's abundance, and now I claim this as my own. The riches of the universe are open to me, and I partake of them in wisdom and joy. All my affairs are under the law of prosperity. Increased good flows to me, from all directions and through all people. There is no lack in my consciousness, for God's ideas fill my thoughts in all its richness and opulence. I am orderly in all my ways. I am loving, kind, and gracious. I speak this day in terms of abundance. I expect increased prosperity to take place in my world. For I know that God's activity is alive in my affairs. I now give thanks that the riches of God are mine to use and enjoy in the right way. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. And so I allow my breath to take my awareness deeper within, to an awareness of the essence of being, to the source, the substance out of which all is created. I recognize that I am this one. I recognize that this one is everywhere present. I recognize that it is infinite, that it has no circumference. It is immeasurable. And so its very center must be everywhere present. It, by beingness, is abundance. In the infiniteness of its being, it demonstrates its abundance. It is infinite possibility in the unformed substance of itself. Abundance. It is infinite intelligence, knowing all that has ever been to know and all that is to be known, already known in the mind of this one infinite being. Abundance. And so I recognize that this changeless, nameless, infinite, ever-present being, this ever-present source, substance, is the very substance and source of which I am made. And so I must contain it. I must be made of it. And so all that I am is this one infinite abundance expressing in form. Abundant life expressing as my life. As all life. And yet never separate. Never used up by itself. Never in creating more of itself does it create lack, but rather more abundance, more abundant expression, more abundant experience, more abundance. And so I recognize this morning what it is. I recognize that I am born, live, and have my being unified with it and with all life. And so I claim my birthright of abundance. Abundance in every an abundance of intelligence, an abundance of life, an abundance of breath, an abundance of dreams and aspirations and desires to create, an abundance of vision, an abundance of love, of peace, of joy. I claim my birthright of abundance in every form. An abundance of companionship. An abundance of mental, emotional, spiritual community. An abundance of thought stimulation, an abundance of growth. Abundance. So I move my awareness, I move my use of consciousness beyond money, never excluding it, and recognizing that there is more. Recognizing that the tendency within me to focus solely on money is one of lack. And so I open to an influx, to a consistent, open, unrestricted flow of divine energy, of abundance as money flowing in and out. That I live in the flow of abundance at every level of expression. That every human need is met. That desires to enjoy this physical realm already met. Already met. And so I live in the mystery of how it all unfolds. I live with an open yes to be guided by the infinite within me that is orchestrating the path, that is opening the channel, that is connecting the pipes for the flow of my abundance. I open. And I say yes to being, to moving, to going to that right place at the right time, in the right moment, talking to the right people in the right time, in the right moment, living in an openness of awareness that allows me to be guided. The courage that empowers me to say yes. Grateful. Grateful that life is always caring for life. That love is always loving love. And that infinite intelligence is always guiding itself on the perfect paths. So I keep my thought focused on celebrating that the word spoken is the word fulfilled. So I celebrate from faith, from that place of knowing, of believing in the substance of things not seen. Believing in the infinite possibility of life made manifest. I breathe that in. I celebrate the truth of it. And I allow that to be the peace in which I live, the gratitude in which I live. So knowing it is complete, knowing it's already done, I let go of any and all chatter that tells me it's not. I let go of any barrier in thought. I let go of all resistance. I let go. I let God lead God. I let go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. So it is.